What's up, beautiful souls? Today's reading is not for the faint of heart. But that being said, it should be acknowledged that it also comes with a strong sense of support, a strong energy that has been with this reading from the moment I sat down to do a download of auto writing to the spread of cards. The energy of support and love for something awfully heavy. Bear with me. We begin with the auto writing. Came in pretty strong and fast, and we'll go to the spread. Let's begin. Nothing dies, but is only constant in change. Likewise, that which is heavy and acts as a heavy burden too can become light and transmute as positivity. Think of an easy example of when water is at the heaviest dense of ice, but under the right environment can transmute to water particles distributed throughout the air, being vaporized without steam, right? There's a heaviness that resides in you, a secret that ruminates and rolls in the consciousness, often left to be suppressed for another time to be evaluated. You know it's time to process and release it, but fear consumes you. Fear of judgment, being criticized, being abandoned, or simply being ridiculed. It's a heavy burden of shame for anyone to carry, my love. What we want to do is redirect and help you begin the alchemy process by first helping you see that this rock, this boulder, is nothing more than an instrument to help you hear that which is first and foremost of your consciousness. Your higher self, Holy Spirit, the beautiful gift that's engraved into your very existence, is speaking directly to you. It, being the higher self or Holy Spirit, is speaking directly to you. You feel it and know it. It's asking you first and foremost to bring the situation to light, to see it for all it is. For we tell you there is more than what you think meets the eye. It's packed with self-discovery and wisdom in the making, but you won't know or be able to acknowledge all of this, any of this, without first bringing it to the light. To discover every crevice, every bump, every inch of its texture. After all, the rock doesn't just become without an outward environmental exposure. What we are telling you is there is a reason for the way the burden has been created. For every action, there is a consequence or a reaction, both externally to those who influence this, but also internally to the way you process it. There's an abundance of lessons and self-discovery to be made, and we are going to let you in on a secret. The self-discovery will and ends with you, but leaves ripples beyond your comprehension of the bigger scheme of what your oversoul has planned for you. Thus, for all that plagues you of being witnessed first comes from your own bravery of opening yourself to the compassion you seek. Instead of scolding yourself, which leaves you to only suppress more, begin by giving yourself a bit more grace and gentleness to open the dialogue to discovery. To be willing to ask the questions of why. When self-ridicule comes, as it is a program, thus, when I say that, I feel like in my head, you feel like you tried, but you have this script, if you will, of where you beat yourself up and you're very stringent and hard on yourself. That's the program. They ask, stay with it, observe, and again, ask why. Stay with it. Be patient and allow the Holy Spirit, the guide of your higher self, to take the reins as images and memories pop in and out. Allow the tears to come or even the outbursts of anger. You are now beginning to see the boulder, the rock, for what it is, but more importantly, for how it came to be. There is much to be unpacked, and it doesn't come in one setting, but it is a beginning. We want to encourage you and remind you the beginning is exactly the place to start to alchemize this discomfort. But it must be approached with grace and love. There's an inner child who doesn't understand and is begging to be seen. Even if you have yet to witness this. But this process not only allows you to be the witness, but also the testament of what is possible. You are so very deeply loved. Forgiveness is a must, and must always start within. It's the antidote to that which has kept you hostage. Affirm that today everything begins to change. For your acknowledgement begins the momentum. We pull the cards, and the underlying energy comes with the Fool, but it comes in reverse. What does this represent to me? That inner child. The inner child that is screaming to be seen. The Fool's journey, right? But it's in reverse. The child having a tantrum that doesn't understand and doesn't see the bigger picture. Which cannot see the bigger picture if it's not brought out to the light. For all of it to be exposed, to be witnessed, and to be understood. That which you carry and you suppress is also that of the inner child begging to be seen, to be brought out to the light, to understand, because it doesn't understand, it's too young, or doesn't have the skills to fully comprehend the situation. I was guided to a particular oracle deck. I don't use it very often because it's just different and unique, but I trusted it. And the card that best represents you, which I think also may influence, so take it as it resonates, that which is this rock or burden, this boulder, if you will, that lays heavy on your consciousness of shame and guilt. It's the forbidden fruit. And it says that someone is married, loves someone who doesn't love them back, religion or a cultural difference, loves an ex-family member. And whether that resonates or not, it could be nothing more than just the standing post of things that weigh on you, or could even be, I don't know, the forbidden fruit. Forbidden fruit to me acknowledges our even desires that we may plague ourselves with, that it's taboo and wrong. We don't understand why we yearn to do the things we do. I feel like I'm getting off course with this. I just had to bring that up when I think about forbidden fruit. So your crossing energy comes with the Five of Pentacles. It's a challenging energy, which means that upright is this energy of being left out in the cold, poverty, abandonment. But also with the understanding too that there's a church right out in front of you, and if you look up, you would see there's help that surrounds you. There's a place that can shelter you and bring you out of the cold. It's a challenging energy, and I can't help but bring me back to this part of it. You know it's time to process and release it, but fear consumes you. That's the challenging aspect that is presented with the Five of Pentacles. I can't help but feel that. So I ask, from your point of view, what is wrong? What keeps you stuck? Which is interesting because it comes with two cards. Both are knights, and they are reversed. Knights are about action and movement, but they're reversed, which actually implies you feel stuck. The pentacles and wands, it feels like you're in a loop. Moreover, this programming of self-talk is harsh. It has this energy of when you try to approach it, it's this cognitive dissonance. You should have known better. I should have known better. What the f was I thinking? No grace, no forgiveness, just this high expectation. But it brings you back to this remembrance. In this state, this is the energy I pick up. What I'm saying is that from this state, what Spirit is saying, you can't gain another perspective if you stay stuck in the cycle. So from Spirit's point of view, I ask, from a higher perspective, what is the real problem? What's really going on? Indeed, I can't help but feel like there is a fierce, sharp tongue that you have for yourself. It comes with the Chariot. It feels like this recklessness and the inability to see ahead of you because you're stuck in this moment. Comes with the Four of Pentacles also, and it comes in reverse. Four of Pentacles, when it's upright, is this grasping to all there is because there's fear of lack. But in reverse, in this position, I can't help but feel like it's 10 times fold. And that there is this, rather than being able to release that, it's like a pet. With these two cards, I feel like it's this, what's the word? More than stagnant, petrified, fear, locked up. Of not only you don't understand it, but who else could? I say who else could because it comes with the Two of Cups upright. Two of Cups is a soulmate's card. It doesn't necessarily have to be a significant other. It can be your best friend that's seen you through hell and back. A fear of confining in somebody. And maybe that's what Spirit is asking, is for you to be able to confine in somebody. But the real problem, as Spirit sees it, is I don't think that you even dare confine in yourself, let alone somebody else. That goes back to, it must start with you. It's asking you first and foremost to bring the situation to the light, to see it for all it is. You have to approach it with love and grace. Oh my goodness. Maybe that's what Spirit's saying. It goes back to the other part of the download. When you ask why, like a loving friend, the ridicule, the oppression, the beat up, the fear that seems to overpower it, stay with it. It's interesting because it rolls into the next. Is there anything? It's interesting because you are quick to give love and forgiveness and acceptance and understanding to others that are around you, especially those who are you're closest to, you're loyal to. But as Spirit sees it, you struggle to give yourself the same grace. Thus, the fear of rejection and the ridicule and that which keeps you stuck in the inability to see forward. So I asked Spirit, what is the piece of advice? And it took me a minute. So the reason I lay these cards in advance is because I shuffle and I take jumpers. And sometimes I have to shuffle for quite a while. I am obedient and I wait for them to tell me when. When it came to this particular placement of the deck, the advice from Spirit, I'm not kidding you when they had me shuffle for close to upwards what felt like 5 minutes. And I'm asking myself, like, are we done yet? What are we doing here? And then it clicked. That too is a part of the guidance. To stay patient and stay with it. When you act as the witness, the Queen of Pentacles, the loving motherly, the Queen of Pentacles is, in this reading, represents the mother figure that is patient and ready to act as a guide to help you maneuver patiently, waiting to help you achieve your goals, to teach you. Be patient. When they say stay with it, me shuffling again and again and again, and so they tell me again and again and again, stay with it, stay with it. For with it comes the judgment that you will hear, the harsh judgment that you have given yourself, the ridicule, the shame, the grief. Stay with it. Stay with it, because in this moment, you bring it to light. You begin to ask why and the why, and you pull back the layers of the onion as to why. What we often think we know is only just a layer to a deeper level that is being asked to seen and be recognized. Moreover, it is clarified with the 10 of Swords, but it comes in reverse, signifying the rock bottom is here. All that is meant to teach you is waiting to be discovered. And through your self-initiation, by learning to be soft with yourself, to get through that program, the programming of words and ridicule you give yourself, that you're stupid. Or for others. That shame of guilt. Of taboo desires that you may have acted on, but have yet so much remorse and fear of knowing how to reconcile that. It starts by you being the one of compassion to yourself, to forgive not only the external influences that have created the boulder, but also that which and how you react and respond, to alchemize and to begin something different. The potential outcome comes with the 3 of Swords, but it's in reverse, which tells me while the pain still resides, it's on the upward mending to be healed. It also recognizes and reminds us that nothing is constant. Everything is changing. And while I don't want to say time heals all wounds, time does help put space between where it was and where you are at. It gives you time to evaluate and see things from the different perspective, if you have the courage to do so. You have the potentiality and possibility of the outcome of taking that which is negative and a heavy burden, that of like heavy ice, dense water, to evaporate it and make it water particles. It's within you, but it first begins with a lot of patience, a lot of love and grace to yourself. The ability to stick with those hard things when all you feel is stuck, like you can't move forward. Stay with it. Stay with it and continue to pull back the layers of the onion of why. And allow the emotion to flow, whether it's tears or bursts of anger. Going back to the reading. Finish with an oracle card. Calling forth the same energy that's been present throughout this reading, the strong energy. That of the highest good. There it is. Take flight. It's got a little burden back. Dear you, there is always more than one side to an argument. Two sides, if not more. To every story and hundreds of ways to be right, be different, be at odds, and so on. Today, we suggest that instead of looking for differences, you find a meeting place of agreement and approach this experience with understanding and compassion. Seek common ground to understand how another person thinks or how an alternative plan might be laid. Stay out of judgment too. Observe, discern, but accept that others have different stories, experiences, and journeys, and some people might refuse to remain open to another's point of view. No matter what, you've been presented with a great opportunity to explore a new way of doing things once common ground is reached. You're attracting people and situations that enrich your life and bring you wonderful things to learn. We love you so much. Maybe I missed this. What comes to my mind is from Spirit's point of view, the soulmate. You're attracting people and situations that enrich your life and bring you wonderful things to learn. Above all else, stay out of judgment. Observe, discern, but accept that there's different stories, experiences and journeys. I hope this reading has resonated for someone at least. I have so much love for you guys. You're the alchemist. But first, approach it with love, forgiveness, and a different point of view. Until next time. Love you guys. Namaste.